12 EastEnders businesses you forgot ever existed. From the trusty laundrette on Bridge Street to the Minute Mart next door, EastEnders wouldn't be the same without its huge span of locations. Not a day goes past where EastEnders cast members don't pop over to Cathy's Cafe for a brew or the Queen Vic for a pint and a knees up. Half of Albert Square residents work outside in the market, with Martin Fowler, James By, running the fruit and veg stall, and best pal Kush Kazmi, Dawood Gadami, flogging clothes. And just the other week, EastEnders spoilers revealed the return of the pharmacy on Turpin Road. But what about all those businesses that time forgot? Here's a rundown of all the enterprises that got pushed to sidelines in recent years. R&R, 4 Turpin Road. The club has been a big part of Walford history, and has a string of names over the years. When it was first opened it was called the Cobra Club, then Mellowans, Tamsin Outhwaite, dead ex-hubby Steve Owen, Martin Kemp, named a T20. In 2002, it became Argee's Den, then Scarlet, and eventually when Ronnie and Roxy Mitchell got their hands on it the business rebranded to R&R. Sadly it's been pushed to the sidelines ever since the sisters plunged to their deaths on New Year's Day last year. Will it ever make a return? McKlunkys, 59 Turpin Road. This is where the locals would come for their greasy burgers, kebabs and chicken, probably after a night out at R&R's. It's owned by Nico Papadopoulos, the nephew of Mr. Papadopoulos who owns the laundrette. Nico first appeared in Albert Square in 2012 when he hired Fat Boy, Ronnie's boxing club and gym, 9 Turpin Road. Back in the day it was called Basher Gyms, after Jack Branning's boxer dad gym. Janine Butcher later bought Jack's share of the premises but had to sell it when she was caged in 2014 for killing hubby Michael Moon. The gym was then acquired by Ronnie and she named it after herself because that's the done thing in Walford apparently, and there has been no mention of the venue in years. And Elysium, 2 Turpin Road. Elysium was a beauty salon owned by Belinda Peacock and Stacey Fowler. They quickly ran into problems though, and in 2016 Belinda had to give up the business before moving out of Walford. For the past 2 years it's been an empty lot. Over the years, the location has been used for a whole string of failed ventures, including another salon Blades run by Dean Wicks from 2014 to 2016, and Janine's letting agency Butcher's Joints from 2011 to 2014. Moons and Sons Antiques Emporium, 68 Turpin Road. The antiques shop was originally ran by Eddie, Anthony and Tyler Moon in 2011. But the joint got into a fair share of problems and the Moons found themselves indebted to villain Derek Branning. Their business was eventually lost when Derek organized a poker game and raised the stakes too high. Anthony quickly fled the square and left his brother Tyler to pick up the pieces. Moons and Sons later became Restaurant Scarlet's, owned by Janine. It then changed hands to Ian and Jane Beale, and rebranded as Beales. The pair were later forced to sell the business to Costmart in 2016 to pay their son Bobby's boarding school tuition fees. The Argee Bhajee, 8890 George Street The Indian restaurant was run by Masood Ahmed and his family right until 2015. The eatery collapsed due to financial difficulties and Masood was forced to sell his curries on a market stall instead. The property has been boarded up ever since. Kim's Palace, 20 Albert Square. It was originally named Abercorn Bed and Breakfast and was ran by unseen character Doris. Iconic soap couple Pat and Frank Butcher later took it over in 1989. The property is now owned by Patrick Truman, and in 2003, when Kim Fox lived there, she rebranded it. Her business venture was even given its own spin-off series on BBC iPlayer. Beale's Place, 15 Turpin Road. Ian had owned the chip shop in Albert Square for a whopping 21 years. But the businessman decided to sell the chippy to Wayland and Co. last year, as his concerns for his and Jane's health mounted. In March 2017, the shop front was destroyed when Michelle Fowler drove straight into it following an alcohol binge. The repercussions of this we still don't know, and more recently, it's been revealed that Masood wants to buy the chippy to sell his aunt Samsoa's there. Snooker World, 2 Turpin Road. The Get-Up was a snooker hall and part of the Mitchell Empire from 1998 to 2004. Phil Mitchell used to come here and meet with his dodgy mates to discuss criminal plans. We reckon this would been the perfect place to mastermind the heist. His cousin Billy Mitchell was a manager here until it burned down 14 years ago. Walford Surgery, 1A Albert Square. The medical practice was situated in a basement premises on the square and was visited by residents right up until 2015. Carol Jackson revealed to viewers that the surgery had closed down after she received a letter saying she'd have to travel elsewhere to see a doctor. Yosef Khan was one of the many doctors who worked there but later died on Christmas Day in 2011 when a fire broke out at Kim's Place. Turf Accountants, 13 Turpin Road. This venue is better known as the local bookies, where many an EastEnders resident has come to and bet their life away. Over the years a whole host of faces have worked here, including Carol Jackson, Pat Evans and Dennis Rickman. Patrick was a big fan of the place and often escaped to Turf Accountants to put money on the horses. Has online gambling put the shop out of business? Post Office, 7 Turpin Road. The post office was also part of the Ahmed's empire in their heyday. Zainab ran the business and frequently clashed with employee Denise Fox. But like all good things the Ahmeds had, it all came to an end due to mounting debts. Before the Ahmeds got their mitts on it though, it was a brothel fronted by Gilly's Massage Parlor for a short period of time in 2009. Locals such as Heather Trott, Peggy Mitchell and Patrick called for the premises to be shut down after finding out what it was used for. It's now a pawn shop, occupied by a mystery resident. Could this be another cheeky front? Catch EastEnders tonight at 8 p.m. on BBC One.